Welcome back. I'm sure you're here for one thing and one thing only. Somehow you've got nothing better to do. But it means we get to watch more DanDaDan, which obviously is going to be fun for us all. Might help if I had the microphone. Now, a story about aliens, ghosts, and everything in between. Curses, possessions, and maybe some exorcisms. Is anything off the table? A turbo granny, one that requires a little sustenance in forms of extra organs, and aliens which I don't want to talk about really. Some pretty good animation, a really nice opening, and hopefully going to live up to every expectation I'm starting to build for it in my own head. To find out, I'm going to need to watch it, so why don't you join me? Grab a drink, get nice and comfortable, and let's begin. Is this at the at the revelation that his name is that of what she... She's a little preoccupied at the minute with her own delusions and being upset to really force the curse out again. This is going to be a fun dynamic, isn't it? There are no other rules. At least it's easy to remember. But yeah, having an obsession... Okay. Having an obsession with a old actor only for it to be made manifest in him. It's not like he had much of anything beforehand. I like the framing of it. Finally, he's been given a nickname. Really? Did I just laugh at a fart? I mean, what an introduction with a couple of characters. So she doesn't have to put up the guard, put up her guard when it's midday. I mean, they need a change of clothes, really. I mean, before the police get called, at least, yeah. And I can't really remember what I said about this first time round, but the use of colour in all of this is exceptional. I love it. It's stimulation squared, really. I think with the silhouette types as well is then mixed in with this when the beat changes into the song. A really great juxtaposition of the two. And which is why it's putting me in good stead for what I'm imagining for the rest of the series as a whole. Being able to have good moments on it and yet stand out on itself when it wants to be a little more... Stop with the Carlton dance! A little more dramatic and memorable at any point. And how long is it going to be before more aliens make themselves known to us? Ah, that's a space alien, isn't it? What an episode title. It's not just guys, though. He's also possessed. Yes, just chuck him into the water. Is he going to have much of a top left? Ah, peaceful, prosperous family, protective charm and barrier. Yeah. How many times are we going to have this scene reused and cleaning up his glasses? Ah, good. Test by trial and error. What could go wrong? Once he's inside and the barrier gets put back up, can he leave? It's good to be cautious, especially after spontaneously combusting. Just keep that away from him. Some intense heat and then the water and whatnot would do that to you. Oh, nice. Nice pan, actually. I like the layout as well. Classic architecture. Then not so much. How much pink leopard print do you need? Well, he should have knocked. Even if you're possessed. Yep. He can wait there while she's imposing the pressure on him while she makes sure she looks decent enough. It's not enough just to get dressed. No, you've got to put an effort in. I'm not sure it would really make much of a difference. Are we talking about the curse? She's dressed now. What was Turbo Granny's condition for the... I would be kind of interested to know what the hell's going on. He hasn't checked yet. So what? Kendall are we talking? Or is it just, as we said, the weenie that is missing? In which case that would be quite difficult. The weakness is still around, though. Yeah, she has to apologise for what he's lost. I mean, finally someone talked to him. And went a little bit overboard with the whole UFO speech. And all it cost him was his manhood. Was it worth it? Is it even possible just to go back into ignoring each other after this? After both of them now know that the worlds that they actually believed in exist and are much more active than they thought. Normal? It was one conversation. At least before all this that went down. I thought she was about to pull down his trousers and figure it out for herself there. Clock or doorbell? Yeah, so someone's carrying a bell itself around. Huh. The other is for special guests. She didn't put it back, did she? I did see the glue, but I mean, the talisman is there. If you put it onto the house itself, would the house be protected de facto until you can put it on the gate? And what is waiting for them? I do love the fact that they've got protective talismans up for the ghosts and whatnot, but does it work for aliens? I like the kind of TV screen static. Well, put up the talisman just in case. Oh. Is Granny making a reappearance? At least he didn't pass out of the sight of blood. That's one thing I kind of expected from him. They weren't exactly hiding, and why? Promise. Why we got a giant wooden puppet? Let's hope that talisman is still good, even though it's a little stained with blood. Yeah. Run. That was a nice little transition, just... Huh? Very nice. The difference in refraction because of the broken glass. I just heard the sounds in the background. Why is everyone so obsessed about these bananas? Oh my. Yep. So, are we going to go through various cult references and one from across the globe? Ghosts exist, but so do aliens, and sometimes they are cross-referenced and mistaken. Are we also going to see, like, Mothman and stuff like that? Well, you know what you have to do. Yes, just run to the next building to have that destroyed as well. Oh, almost success. At this point, maybe turn off the suppression and just point him at the direction of the UFO or the alien. Maybe they could deal with one another. Okay, his knowledge, I guess, of the aliens might help him out, but I'm not sure how actually seeing like a Flatwoods monster in the flesh would help. Also, considering it looks like a giant wooden puppet, how flammable is it? I'm expecting this to fail horribly. These things, they can't be rushed. Yes! I didn't expect to see that transformation already. Having this styling with his big glasses at the same time. Oh no, it made him depressed. Maybe after. Right now, just deal with that. But I was going to say, the impact frames that we had a second ago, I'm hoping there's a lot more of that. What was that for a frame? Ah. Well, he's going to eat well. Until what? He runs out of energy or... Didn't go well. Good save. I like the pull out of danger whenever it gets too much. I mean, 5 fingers is a good start. Do you think it plays with the rules of sumo? I mean, I've got the idea and gist behind it and the theming of it. His power, depression. Dash. But does it reform? Because I feel like this is going to be a... That's cool. Kind of makes it difficult. I heard a little ting. Abide by the rules. If you're going to do it properly. But the multi-limbed sumo thing is a... I like it. If you're not going to play by the rules, don't get to play at all. She doesn't really care about the alien thing attacking her home. I mean, it's also digging away at behind the gate. Is that the plan? Now we've got some funky tunes. Right. As long as they're outside, they don't get affected by it. And when the walls disappear... Oh, they're just back on the ground. Cool. How are you going to... I was going to say, how are you going to explain all the damage that was caused, but it didn't carry over. Congratulations. There is no rest for the wicked, no relaxation allowed. It's no longer, permed. I mean, after everything that she just went through, yeah, passing out is one thing, but I'm expecting the grandmother to... Why did his glasses repair themselves? I just thought the grandmother to make an appearance to stave off whatever this is going to court. That is a wide-ass jaw. There once was a twisted man. Also, yeah, I did see the good luck cat in the entranceway of the home, so how long before that gun's possessed and alive with something? Considering the other characters we've seen in the opening and whatnot, is it going to be a sudden character burst or drip fed of them? Drip feeding. Also, any spirit or deity or whatever that takes care of a cat, whether it be stray or not, can't be evil. I do like the entire plot point thing in this episode. The fact we had Okarun not really doing much other than run, dash himself right in, and it's mostly her holding everything else at bay. Okay, this much like the Just Guys and stuff, I can see these because they're just dumb little after credits with only a little bit of preview, but using her own body as a distraction so it doesn't realise what it's doing, pushing her further through the wall that was confining it to the air of the house. Probably best to find a different way of fighting that doesn't, put them in direct collision course of harm. Usually good fights happen by needing to have a little bit of or having something on the line, needing to constantly keep him in check so he doesn't go over and let Turbo Granny out, while also trying to face off against creatures of extraterrestrial origins, whether it be the Flatwoods Monster, Mothman, various other cryptids. I think Loch Ness Monster was mentioned at one point. But does that also mean other ones might make an appearance? Some that I know of, like Chupacabra, Bigfoot. Is Bigfoot? Yeah, Bigfoot's a cryptid. Since there doesn't seem to be any sort of national or nationality limit to it. Plus there's plenty of yokai and stuff to get through, so this seems like it's going to be an interesting way of kind of pointing out, oh, do you know about this little bit of folklore? While also making it a life or death battle each time. And somewhat amusing. But yeah, colour work, once again, grayscale with red highlights. Nice. The impact frames and whatnot, cool. Still can't quite remember, so I'm just going to say Nakamura style blocks for impact. Nice. Whether it be really used in speed and motion and energy wise, or like this, which is a crunch. We'll get to see further on. Also, a little bit of character building. He only wanted a friend, and as such, stepped out of his comfort zone. Just didn't realise it would go so badly. Then again, she's still talking to him, so risk of death each day, being set on fire, losing his weenie. Still, the positives and negatives kind of equal out for him. And I guess now that they've become somewhat invested and acquainted with one another, the aliens aren't exactly going to give up easily, since they found a suitable host for their race, no matter how violent they may seem. But yeah, at the core, this series seems to be the occult, supernatural versus extraterrestrial. Who would come out on top? That's a fight I kind of want to see, actually. So, hopefully you agree with me that this was at least mildly interesting. I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. Getting to see a bit more of the characters, her upbringing, her house, and the fact that her room is quite distinct from the rest of the decor. Reminds me of Mina, I think, from My Hero Academia. Mainly and solely because of the leopard print. Still, since she was one that was trying to separate herself from the spiritual, from the mediums and whatnot, having a room like that makes sense. Kind of wonder what his is now. Maybe we'll find out in future episodes. But to get there, you're going to have to join me. So if you enjoyed this one, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing. Join onto my Discord for any notifications or updates. But most importantly, get some rest. Take care of yourselves. Check for any new changes. Medical checkups are one hell of a thing, especially if you just start losing body parts. And I'll see you for the next one. What happens if he needs to go to the bathroom? If you want to be the talisman keeping my channel protected, consider joining onto my Patreon, because I don't need to bash through a brick wall to get there. So I do need to thank my patrons that are Sal, Guado, Kite, Ruben Filamara, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else. For if it wasn't for you, I would probably still be watching anime, but nowhere near this channel, which would likely be up in flames by now. So, if you would also like to help it keep alive, do the symbol of warding and good luck, and help out my channel just a little.